According to analysts from the DeepState platform of Ukraine, the situation in the Pokrovsk area has recently changed for the better. It has been stabilized, and the defense forces are gradually improving their tactical positions. Due to the deterioration of supplies, Russian troops are experiencing difficulties with rotation, evacuation of the wounded, and delivery of ammunition. However, according to analysts, Russia continues to carry out assault operations, since it has significant human resources. BBC says that with the arrival of spring, the offensive operations of the Russian army in Ukraine weakened, the intensity of attacks and the pace of advancement noticeably slowed. Ukrainian troops, on the contrary, became more active and carried out a series of counterattacks, recapturing a small part of the lost territories. In a series of counterattacks, Ukrainian troops managed to push back the Russian units advancing on Pokrovsk and restore their positions. Near Pokrovsk, everything is extremely complicated. They are knocking out logistics. There are no people, writes Russian military blogger BC3, who is engaged in deliveries to Russian units on the front line. Near Chasov Yar, we are moving forward a little, but the same picture. They are knocking out logistics. There are no people. The Ukrainian armed forces managed to drive the occupiers out of the settlement of Kotlino near Pokrovsk. This is very important at the tactical level. In Toretsk, there is urban fighting. The Ukrainian armed forces are counterattacking. We continue to pull the wool over the eyes of the leadership at all levels. Ukrainian troops launched another counterattack on Toretsk. The city, which seemed to be completely under the control of the Russian army, once again became an arena of battles. There are reports of a breakthrough by Ukrainian units and shootouts practically in the center of Toretsk. The Russians are gradually beginning to introduce units of the 8th Army into battle. Russia's foreign minister responded on Thursday to French President Emmanuel Macron's remarks in which he described Russia as a threat to France and Europe. According to Associated Press, during a news briefing in Moscow, Sergei Lavrov called Macron's comments "stupid accusations" and "a threat to Russia." Macron said on Wednesday he would discuss with European allies the possibility of using France's nuclear deterrent to protect the continent from Russian threats, amid concerns over potential US disengagement. In relation to these, well, frankly speaking, stupid accusations of Russia preparing a war against Europe and France, Putin has repeatedly spoken out, calling such thoughts delirious nonsense, Lavrov said Thursday after talks with his Zimbabwean counterpart. In the context of Macron's rhetoric, the possible deployment of European peacekeeping forces in Ukraine will mean a direct, official, undisguised involvement of NATO countries in a war against the Russian Federation, Lavrov added. Facing the prospect that the United States might cut them adrift under President Donald Trump, European Union leaders launched a day of emergency talks Thursday in a bid to beef up their own security and ensure that Ukraine will still be properly protected. It all underscored the sea change that has taken place in the 2 months since Trump took office and immediately started questioning the cornerstones of cooperation between the United States and Europe that had been the bedrock of Western security since World War II.
Уважаемый господин министр, дорогой друг, коллеги, мы рады видеть вас в Москве.
We are glad to see you in Moscow.
Я имею возможность теперь уже лично поздравить вас с недавним назначением главой внешнеполитического ведомства Зимбабве. Что рассчитываю сегодня весь этот комплекс вопросов обсудить, в том числе обменяться мнениями о дальнейшем развитии российского партнерства с Африкой.
Zimbabwe is committed to strengthen its relations and continue with the excellent relations between itself and the Russian Federation. That's exactly what takes us here, to make sure that we are very strong.
Signing ceremony is completed. Let's move on to the press conference.
Это угроза в адрес России. Если он нас считает угрозой, собирает встречу начальников генеральных штабов европейских стран и Британии. Говорит, что необходимо использовать ядерное оружие, готовиться к использованию ядерного оружия против России. Это, конечно же, угроза.
BBC, пожалуйста.
И в отношении вот этих, ну прямо скажем, неумных обвинений России в подготовке войны против Европы и Франции, Путин неоднократно высказывался, называя такие мысли бредовыми, чушью. Но, наверное, для любого маломальски вменяемого человека совершенно понятно, что России это не нужно.
По-прежнему выступать против этого? Или все-таки есть место для...
Это будет означать, еще раз хочу сказать, уже не якобы гибридное, а уже прямое вовлечение, официальное вовлечение, нескрываемое вовлечение стран НАТО в войну против Российской Федерации. Этого допустить невозможно. И особенно на фоне вот этого нервного заявления Макрона вчера, что Россия и Европа это угроза. Значит, если это угроза, то вот войска должны быть против этой угрозы направлены.
И пресс-конференция завершена. Спасибо.